Hi, my name is Rebecca Gullickson, and I will explain the eye diagram for the fall 2022 semester of the Anatomy and Functions of the Visual System. We're going to start with the cornea. So the cornea is the front transparent part of the outer protective layer of the eye. It does have a curvature, which is the major refraction of the eye. Then the conjunctiva is up here. This is actually the superior, and then if you travel down from the cornea, you would see the inferior conjunctiva. It's a clear membrane that covers the sclera, and then it lines the inner portion of the eyelids as well. The canal of Schlemm is this hole here, but it is not a hole. It is basically a collection canal that drains the drainage of the aqueous humor from the anterior chamber of the eyeball. The canal delivers it to all the veins in the eye. And then we have the iris, which is the colored portion of the eye. It can be brown, green, hazel, blue. Mine is multicolored. And this is where it contains the pupil. It controls the amount of light entering the eye by enlarging or minimizing the size of the pupil. Then we have the lens here. It is a resilient, transparent structure that focuses light by changing its curvature. So the lens will get fatter when we focus at near. It is the secondary refraction. The cornea is the primary refraction, and then this one's the lens is the secondary. Then we have the pupil, which is here. It is just a hole. It's not something that you can touch. It appears black, and that's because there's very little light coming from this dark chamber behind it. Then we have the aqueous humor, and is the watery fluid that fills the anterior chamber of the eye. It does provide nutrients to some of the surrounding parts. Then we have the suspensory ligaments right here. They are long, thin fibers that connect from the lens to the ring of ciliary muscles. It basically supports the lens to keep it in place, almost like a hammock. Then we have the ciliary muscles. This is the ciliary body in this diagram. The muscles that control focus are the ciliary muscles, and it is because it causes the lens to change shape in order to produce a clearer image. The ora centara is pointing down, and it's here in this area. It's the area of the inner eye where the retina ends and the choroid layer of the eye can be seen. It's basically the transition point to know where it is non-photosensitive to photosensitive. So it's just that transition point. Then we have the vitreous humor, which is the jelly-like substance that fills the posterior segment of the eye. It is behind the lens. It provides nutrients to the lens, and it supports the retina. We have the optic nerve. It's a bundle of fibers that carry vision-related impulses from the retina to the brain. And then we have the optic disc, which is located here. It is called a blind spot, and that's because there's no photoreceptors, and therefore no image can be detected. It's the head of the optic nerve, like I said, and this is where ganglion cell axons exit the eye. Then we have the fovea centralis, which is in the middle of the macula. It is the central point of the macula, and it has the highest concentration of cones. This is where we have 20/20 vision. It's the only time where we have 20/20 vision at the fovea. The macula is, again, this little pit. It's basically a pit of cones. Just like the rest of the retina, it translates light that enters your eye into images that you see. It's also maintains your central vision field. It's, like I said, exclusively of cone photoreceptor cells, and it provides high visual acuity. Then we have the retina, which is this dotted portion here. The retina is the inner lining of the back chamber of the eye. It contains photoreceptors, which are rods and cones, and it receives light rays that enter the eye through the pupil and then convert the light rays into electrical impulses to then be delivered via the optic nerve. Then we have the choroid located here between the sclera and the retina. It contains primarily blood vessels, and that is to provide nourishment to the retina. And then last, we have the sclera on the outside of the choroid. It's tough, white, and fibrous. It is the outer protective layer of the eye. And at the front of the eye, it is continuous with the cornea.